Dolph, we were talking about masculine, feminine, and I saw these rules of an enlightened man and an enlightened woman.
Yes.
And it is so funny. So, rule one, she is not an attractive, sweet, multitasking, overly indulgent man. To say it differently, we say she is not a less hairy version of a man.
Where's this from,
Rule,
John?
this is from Tony Robbins
Oh,
and one of the relationship trainings that we went to. And he breaks down all the different, like what's masculine, feminine, just so we have clarity on like the differences between the two. Because the fact is, masculine is different than feminine. And I'm not talking like male, female, not talking gender, talking energetically, there's differences.
Right.
When we embrace the differences, life can be full of joy and fun. It's when we resist them that doesn't work. But understanding these basic rules, like she's not an attractive, sweet, multitasking, overly indulgent man. Rule two, when she says leave me alone, it means talk to me, listen to me, pursue me. So it's kind of the opposite when she says leave me alone. Rule three, your presence melts her and your understanding pierces her soul. And that's great. And then for women, do not respond to challenge, they respond to praise. And
Yes.
along with that, he gave us these three things. It's the three U's. So for women, if you want to shut down intimacy, you just have to do three things: make her feel unseen, unheard, and unsafe. And so we addressed that with a solution. So to help her feel seen, just give her attention all the time. To help her feel heard, just give her presence all the time.
Presence with a CE or
Presence.
TS?
With a C.
Got it.
CE. So yeah, the connection is all she's looking for. And then to help her feel safe, just give her reassurance all the time. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then rules of the enlightened woman. So this one's hilarious to me. A man is not a hairy woman who's in need of some training.
coaching. Some may say coaching.
Coaching. Yeah. Rule two, when he says he's busy Saturday, it means he's busy Saturday. Guys say exactly what they mean. Three, your radiance melts him and your openness claims his soul. And then I love this last one. Punishing a man is the most ineffective and stupid thing you can do. Men are reward driven. Reward them for nothing. Know the power of a jackpot.
It's true. It's true. I learned some of these the hard way. I thought women, like men, would like a challenge, right? You just mentioned them. They don't like a challenge. So I got someone that I was wedded to once, a ring. And instead of just giving the ring just for no reason, I like just giving things for no reason, right? I put it in this box I bought in San Francisco in Chinatown, but it was actually a Japanese box. It's one of those puzzle boxes where you have to move things 27 ways to get inside it. And I love things like that because it's like, they're beautifully made. Have you ever seen one? And they've got this mosaic pattern of inlaid tiles on them with ivory and whatever, not ivory, what's that other shiny one anyway? And it's this fun challenge. And so I gave it to her full of, say, hey, I got you something. And she heard there was something inside it and tried it. Too complex, not interested. And I remember in that moment thinking, I thought I was giving this gift of the challenge. The challenge was part of the gift. You know, if I didn't want it to get inside it, I would have put it in a lockbox or something with a big padlock on it. And I remember thinking this is so different. And I didn't realize at the time that women in general don't like challenges. That was one.
Yeah.
Another one I had to come back on, but I forget what it was. I think it was the
Well,
first one.
I think Dolphin's like, well, no, for me personally, I like the challenge, but it's a separate thing, right? You've got the challenge in and of itself, and then if you want to give me a gift, then give me the gift without
I
the
get that.
challenge.
But I didn't realize that women aren't so hung up on rewards. For a guy, the reward is at the end of the challenge. When you solve this, there'll be something you like even more than the challenge inside.
Interesting.
Whereas I understand now that that's not the way women think.
John, expect some puzzles coming your way.
Love it. Let's do it. Yeah, and I'll make your puzzles very easy, like push button here.
Oh,
And then I can say, you're a genius, baby. You solved this so fast. I've never seen that before.
That was just demoralizing.
It's amazing when we start to learn these like very simple things that are actually incredibly complex, but simple. And so early on in our relationship, Dolph, I actually showed Annie a picture. And I said, this is my ideal relationship. And it was just a picture. It was so simple. And it goes right to like, what are the masculine ways to ruin intimacy? But this picture just showed the woman next to this giant man. He was on Game of Thrones. I'm forgetting his name at the moment, but he's a huge power lifter, world's strongest man. And she was looking at him like he is a god. She was just admiring this man. You could see in her eyes that she's like, I can't believe I'm so lucky. And just that little thing, admiring the masculine, is amazing for the masculine. Because the opposite end, right, is criticized.
Right.
The way to shut a man down, criticize, or maybe some ladies call it coach him. But if we criticize, it doesn't work. So we just appreciate and admire. And that it's amazing what it can create. And I share this with other people as well. It's like, if you really want your man to be fully in his masculine and give you everything you want, just do 3 things. That's it. That's all you have to do is first, admire him. Second, be playful. Be playful, be open, just have fun. And then third, give him his freedom. Make sure he knows, like, yeah, babe, of course you're playing golf today, right? Shock him with the amount of freedom where, why are you asking me, babe? Of course you go do your thing. And give him that freedom. Oh, he'll feel amazing. And he'll more often than not, he'll cancel that Sunday golf outing because he's like, wow, I'm really wanted at home. I'm going to stay at home even more and get all the attention that you want. So if we really, and it's not about manipulating, it's about realizing the truth about what each other's needs are.
Right.
And just address the needs. It's pretty simple.
Right.
What do you think, Annie?
I'm thinking how I could put this to practice. My wheels are spinning.
She's thinking
Oh.
about this.
I think you're smart enough to figure that out. But on the off chance that you should get stuck on that one, you've got at least 2 people on this call who could give you some clues.
Yeah.
But you've got them already. It's doing those very 3 things.
Awesome.
Well, here's the thing. You already do it. It's
Yeah. The fact that
every
you've
day.
attracted John and kept attracting, no, it means that those needs are being met. If not 100%, I'm not conjecturing here, but I imagine for the most part they're being met. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this blissful space where you can even think of creating a course for other couples. So
That's
I
exactly
think
right.
another layer perhaps is just to accept that when you're doing everything right, you're okay. You're doing everything you should be doing, not what could I do to meet those needs. You're already meeting them.
And one of the cool things that we also do is, Tony also talks about the 6 human needs.
Right.
And so we do check-ins. Like, okay, where are we at right now? 0 to 10. How do you feel about how certain are you? How much variety are you getting? And we had the discussion. It's 10s across the board. Like, I'm addicted because it's just that powerful. And it's beyond anything I ever thought was possible.
Right.
And I gotta say, it's not anything that Annie in particular does. It's just who she is in our relationship. The way she shows up, just loving, she chooses me, just all of these different little things that I don't even have to think about whether she would or wouldn't leave me. That's gone. The variety I bring to her. So I'm always at a 10 on variety because we do wild things. Love and connection off the charts. It's that feeling of admiration I mentioned. Like, Annie looks at me like that. And makes it so easy to give her attention because in any given moment, I can just go over and I get that look. I'm like, oh, I just want to stay here. This feels amazing. She feels amazing. It's a win-win.
I don't even know what look I gave you. I can't, the thing is, Dolph, I can't recreate it. Like, if I want to do it at a moment's notice, I don't know how.
Well,
But to me, hearing that, Annie, is really good because it means it's not put on. It's not artificial. You're not thinking, oh, he wants that look. Here's that look. I'm making it up and I'm giving it to him. No, it's just who you are. That's the beautiful part of it.
Yeah. It's who you're being. It's what we talk about, right, Ben? Is like if we truly admire somebody, they will feel it instantly. And that's kind of just how I look at it, is just be first. And we talk about, right, be, do, have.
Right.
And I think it was Napoleon Hill is one of the books that we read that in, is be, do, have. It's focus on who do I need to be in a relationship, in my business, in the world. And if I just do that, I will automatically do the things that a person being that would do. I'll take the right actions. They may or may not work, but I'm coming from the right place. My come from is good.
Right.
And then I'll have everything I ever want in life.
Right. And if they don't work, it's possibly more a sign that the person that you're being with and doing these things to isn't a good fit, because their receptors are not tuned into what you're being and doing.
Yes. And that's okay too.
That's okay too. We shouldn't spend a lifetime trying to figure out ways of gently nudging them in that direction or bringing them up to speed or whatever. There comes a point where you say, just like we said a moment ago, you can make anything work with anyone. That doesn't mean that everyone who's been divorced, that covers at least two people on this call, should go back to that first one and try and fix that now that we have better tools. It might still mean that they weren't perfectly suited for us in the way that current people are.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. It's to me, what these lessons are all about, and all the things I've learned, is to say, first, how do I change me so that I'm worthy of the relationship that I want to be in?
Right.
And if I've done all of that work, then, and I'm in a relationship that's not working, but if I've done all of the work and I've poured my heart and soul into it, I can then identify very clearly that this just isn't the relationship I want. And
Right.
that there is not that path forward. And at that point, the decision's made for me, if that makes sense.
Oh, it
Because
makes total sense. And I think where many people drop the ball a bit is they kind of know it's not the correct relationship, but they are more fearful of the void that lies ahead of them if they leave than the void and numbness that they're in by being with this pathetic representation of humanity. That's how they think of them. They're horrible, but they still are scared to leave. And then they're in there for the wrong reasons. And when kids are involved, it's even worse.
much, much, much worse.
Yeah, oftentimes the kids are better off, even if they have to go through the horrible process of half time here, half there, or whatever the split is. But having two parents who are inherently happy, even if they're alone in that moment, than being stuck in a relationship where they despise each other. Kids pick up on that, everyone else picks up on that. So I think the thing is, there's no shame in coming to the conclusion that what you're in isn't working.
Not if you've done the work. And there still isn't shame if you haven't.
Absolutely, I agree with that proviso, but I'm assuming that they've at that point.
Yeah, if you've done the work, here's the beauty of it, and just talking about like our experience. So here I was doing everything I could think of. And I took all these different courses, and studying with Tony, and I had a coach on it. And for years, I was pouring my heart and soul into it. And I finally made the decision that it wasn't going to work. But I had already done all the work to prepare me when I met Annie. And
Yes.
so I had changed who I was. I was able to be my authentic self that I had not been before. And then I made the decision, okay, this relationship's not right for me. And we're great friends with my ex-wife. We had dinner, this week. We've been able to heal that really well. And she's on her own path. My path was about preparing me to create the relationship I really wanted.